I'm just so glad that you and Nick are going to spend a whole month with your Aunt Josie this year.
Well, Abby, we're having a simply wonderful time. And it's so nice for Aunt Josie to let Uncle Walt stay there too while we're here.
Well, you know Nick is Walt's only nephew, and he's such a nice neighbor. He provides me transportation and helps me out whenever I need it.
Well, Aunt Josie, it would be simply marvelous if you and Uncle Walt were to get married. And I hope you decide to soon, so Nick and I can help with the wedding.
I wish you'd quit harping on me about that wedding. You know, I doubt there's even going to be a wedding. You know, he asked me if I'd think it over, and I said I would, but I don't think I'm going to take that proposal. You know, I'm used to taking care of myself, and I think I'll continue to do so, by golly. And I taught school for many, many years and had a summertime job too.
But Nick and I worry so much about both of you living all alone and not very near to neighbors.
Wasn't there a problem with him? Wasn't there a problem?
Just think.
Yeah, just think. Let me remember last winter that when Walt was just, well, he was. Walt was so bad off, and that the postman had to wallow through the snow to go find him and check on him, and he was in that drafty old cabin, just, you know, and the fire had gone out.
I shudder just to think about it. And Aunt Josie, it meant so much to Uncle Walt for you to let him stay at your place until he was well again.
Well, you know, I didn't mind letting Walt stay with me. You know, I made sure he was well enough to go home before I let him leave.
Well, yeah, but you know, it just seems like as folks get older, I mean, it seems like it would be good for them not to be alone. I mean, even if they ain't married, it just seems like, you know, at least they could live in the same house, don't you think?
In case of sickness, I was willing to let Walt stay with me. But otherwise, I wouldn't think of letting a man stay in my house with me alone unless I was married to him. You know, I do not want to be the object of gossip. Ugh.
A couple of young folks living together might cause some gossip, but I doubt if there'd be much commotion over a couple old-timers like you.
Well, I can assure you, I do not consider myself over the hill or old.
Well, I wouldn't worry so much about you if you weren't all alone. I was so concerned last year when you fell in your dooryard a couple of times.
Do you remember, Josie, that time last spring when you were out somewhere out in the woods or something or other, and you fell and you couldn't get up, and you laid there all night long and until Walt finally showed up in the morning and found you?
Oh, Josie, you never let us know about that.
Terrible, terrible.
Well, I don't like to worry about unimportant things like that, for heaven's sake.
Well, it's not an unimportant thing now. What in the world happened?
Well, I'd seen a fox hanging around, and I wanted to make sure my pussycats were in for the night. So I called, and Silverbell came right in. But that Sammy cat, oh my goodness, he has a mind of his own. So I went out to call him, and he took off, right down to the sheep pasture. And I ran after him, and I went down to scoop him up, and when I did, I tripped over a rock, landed on my ankle, twisted it up, and I just couldn't get up.
Well, that must have been so scary. Now, doesn't that show you that you'd be much better off with Uncle Walt there all the time?
It hasn't happened since.
Well, if you don't get married, then you're going to need to spend the winter down in Salisbury with us. We had such a nice visit last Christmas, and I was glad we had those storms, so you didn't leave until the end of January. Now, we had such a nice time while you were there.
Well, spending the winter is out of the question. After all, I hold an office in the Grange, and I must attend to my duties.
Well, I'd really be pleased if you were to marry Uncle Walt. You really are fond of him, aren't you?
We're very good friends, but I am not in love with him. I've never heard those bells ringing, but I remember when you and Nick were getting acquainted, and I could tell that you were madly in love.
A teenage girl gets more excited more easily than someone your age. Well, not that you're old yet, of course.
Hiya, ladies.
Walt?
Hey. Harry stopped by and wanted me to tell you that Hulda would like to see you women folk because her sister Clementine's in town and she'd like to see you all.
Well, I can hardly wait to see Clementine. We graduated from school together.
Well, I can take you to go see her, Aunt Josie. Come along, Addie. You and I can go say hello to her.
Well, no, I don't think I could go right now because Molly Milligan's going to be coming shortly. And then there's that breach of promise case against Uncle Charlie, and them folks are coming soon, too.
Come along. I'm not planning on staying very long. And well, Aunt Josie, you can stay and have a nice visit.
Okay, I'll go.
See you, ladies.
See you.
Yep.
Grab a seat, Walt.
Thank you, Abe.
Yeah.
So, Abe, you say you found a woman that can get Josie jealous?
Yeah. Well, I asked Howard if he knew of anybody who was willing to do it for the summer people that he works for, or maybe somebody to be visiting. But he couldn't think of a soul. And then he remembered that there was this lady named Hetty P. who was visiting over the Booties, who always likes to have a good time, and she might be willing to do it.
Well,
So Addie and I went over to see her this morning,
Yeah.
and she jumped at the chance. Said she'll be available this afternoon.
well, I'm willing to pay her pretty good.
Well, you don't have to pay her a cent.
Oh, thank
Seems
goodness.
like a rich aunt died and left her a boodle of money. So she's all set. So she said she'd just have fun doing it.
I want to say I really appreciate you telling me about that time Josie got jealous of that Grange meeting.
Oh yeah, that was really laughable. At the Pomona Grange meeting last week, there was a woman there who had just been recently widowed,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she was looking for a man. And when she saw you and found out you was single, she was plunked right down beside you and asked you questions a mile a minute.
Yeah. So, you're saying Josie got jealous?
Did she ever? Yeah, that way that woman had a hold of you, and a minute later, Josie was telling you she was feeling sick. Come on in, Charlie.
Hey,
Have
Charlie.
a seat. Yeah, Josie said that she was feeling sick and
Yeah.
that you had to bring her home. But Addie told me later that she wasn't sick at all, but she was ablaze with jealousy.
Did I hear you got a woman coming over this afternoon to try and make Josie jealous?
Yeah, this woman, she hasn't been to Maine very often, but in the last couple of years, she's been going up to the Booties and visiting there every year since.
Yeah. So, Abe, what am I supposed to do?
Come on, Walt. I mean, you gotta let her sit down next to you, kind of grab a hold of you. And listen, and when she does, act like you're enjoying it a little.
Yeah.
And then, sure, Josie will get jealous for sure.
I hope you're right, and I hope they makes us think that Josie will want to actually marry me. But I tell you what, I do sort of dread it.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I kind of dread this afternoon too.
Well, that's true,
I am not looking forward to seeing Lovey Hovey again, and I certainly ain't interested in seeing her lawyer.
No, I see that. That breach of promise case, I don't understand that thing at all. I listened all about that, and I now know why they tried to settle that thing, why they tried to talk to you out of court, because they knew there was a chance they could win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there was never any intent.
No, that's right. There was also, that reminds me, there was also never any engagement announcement in the paper, was there?
Well, right, and I never had any intent to get engaged to that woman. You remember when Mrs. Milliken took a tumble?
Yeah.
She had to bring somebody in to cook for her for a while.
Yeah.
Well, she hired her Lovey. Well, we folks that board there, we got to joking about her cooking.
That good?
Yeah, I said to her, your biscuits would make great croquet balls. Well, she got all riled up. So the next day we decided we're going to compliment her cooking. And I said, I'd like to marry someone who could make a custard pie like that.
Charlie, that don't sound like a marriage proposal to me.
Well, it wasn't meant to be one. Besides, she was still married to Mr. Hubby then. Finally they got divorced. And I bet he was pretty pleased to be rid of her.
I got it too.
That's right.
Oh boy, here comes Porge Pinkard coming peddling.
Hey, can I sneak out somewhere? I don't want to stay around while that long-winded chap gets going here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Why don't you go up back, Walt?
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot, Charlie.
Yeah,
See you soon.
okay.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Is Porge his real name?
Well, not really. His name is George Pinkard, but when he was just a young fella, everybody called him Georgie Porgy.
Oh, Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry.
Yeah, well, now, in these days, I guess he's kissed a good many. Yeah, he's quite the ladies' man.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yeah. He's,
Tell me some more about what kind of ladies' man he might be. You get jealous of him
I have
already?
a neighbor that tells me that the only time his wife thinks of making a pie is when she knows old Forge is coming by. And there generally ain't much left of it after he gets done hogging it down.
Well, he's out there on the piazza talking to Gus right now. You know, when I came in, Gus was deep asleep in his chair.
Yeah, I wish that fellow would have just let him rest. Yeah, poor guy Gus needs all the sleep that he can get.
Yeah, I feel kind of sorry for him. I've been all a stew lately about this breach of promise thing, but compared to Gus, my troubles are small.
You know, I don't understand how he could have done such a fool thing like contacting that Lonely Hearts Club.
Well, you know, a lot of folks do.
Hey, Podge, Eddie's not here and there ain't nothing I want, so maybe
That's
you
all right,
don't even have to
Eddie.
waste
That's all right.
your time to...
You're not wasting my time. I
Come in.
love spending time talking to people, even if I don't make a sale.
Oh, okay.
Well, who's this gentleman?
Well, this is Addie's cousin, Charlie Chadbourne, making us a visit.
Mr. Chadbourne, it's a pleasure. Naturally all yours, yeah.
How do you do?
Very well, very well. My Gory, I tell you, you came to a right good place to come visiting, I can tell you that. Your
Yeah.
cousin Addie's one of the greatest cooks in this area.
Well, that's
And
true.
I've known a good many of them, and I can tell you, she's the best.
What I know, she is a mighty fine cook.
I'm trust to that.
Speaking of Addie, is she around somewhere?
Well, no, she took a little outing to visit some neighbors. She'll be back.
Oh, she'll
probably
be back
soon.
shortly then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll come back a little later. And I know she loves music, and I got some nice Victrola records, and I think I could sell something to her, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if we want to see anything from...
Oh, I'll find something of interest to you, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go away. I've got something right up your alley, right, Gory? I'll tell you what. Here, genuine, from the Straits of Germany, called, must be from Cologne, Germany. It's Cologne. You know, I was down there at the farm here in Mount Vernon here a while back, about 2 weeks ago there. And that gentleman was busting his chops. He had been out spreading cow manure all day. That's what people around here do a lot. And, so he came in there and tried to run over me, push me out of the way. He didn't want to talk to me.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, I got him cornered there for a minute or two, and he was all lathered up. He didn't have time to take a bath or anything. I sold him a bottle of this good cologne.
Yeah?
When I came through today, by golly, I stopped in to see him, and I sold him 2 more bottles.
Jeez.
He said when he put that stuff on, women flocked him, just like flies to molasses.
Well, you know, George, I ain't interested in having any women flock around me.
They're an old married man, anyways. How about you, Mr. Chadbourne? You married?
Oh, no.
All these beautiful women around and you're not married?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope, not even close.
Okay,
So I don't care what you read.
okay. How about, I'm angry, anxiety here, I can see that. Have a lady friend. Do you have a lady friend?
No, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't. And I'm trying to explain to a lawyer too.
You've got a lot of explaining to do.
Mr. Chadbourne, let me tell you something.
Huh?
I think it's about time you got a lady friend, you know? By golly, I think you're getting on in years, you know? They ain't gonna be around forever. I got something, you know, it might just help you right out. You just take a whiff of that. God damn it, spilled a half a bottle on that. Whoa, don't you smell some sweet? Huh? Oh, I sure ain't that good. How about good stuff, ain't it, Bob?
Flies flocking around me.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about some music? You people like music.
Oh,
You
we're
enjoy
not
music.
interested in any music, Clark.
Well, I just got into the habit of selling Dick Troller records here, you know, a while ago, and probably could sell one at a discount. But I like music, you know. Kind of like to dance.
Yeah?
Do you like to dance?
Sometimes I like to dance. You know? Yeah.
Well, I do too, you know, and would you care to dance?
Well, that's okay.
Well, you know, sometimes I just like to dance well. I can't find a partner, you know.
Yeah.
I just kind of pretend I got one, you know.
Yeah.
Waltz around, waltz in the builder, waltz in the builder, waltz in the builder, you come home.
Well, that George is quite the character, ain't he?
Yeah, I just wish you hadn't spilled that cologne all over me. I got nothing to change into that looks very good.
I'll tell you, the way that smells, that's gonna keep the women away from you.
I hope so.
Oh, hey, Gus.
Oh, man.
Why don't you go sit by the window, man?
Come on over and sit down, Gus.
What happened to him?
Oh, George was trying to sell him some cologne and spilled half a bottle all over him.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that noisy peddler drove off. You know, I was sleeping soundly out there under the tree, and he came and he kicked me in the rear end, and he started rattling off all this stuff he wanted to sell me out of his little leather bag there. And he says, then he stops and he says, well, am I interested in anything? And I said, yes, a chance to take a nap and not be woken up by some darn fool.
That's too bad, you know. I know you need all of the rest that you can get, Gus.
Yeah, well, I sure am glad, Cousin Abe, that you and Addie allowed me to come down here for a visit and try to relax after my problems. And I just wish someone had kicked me in the behind before I wrote to that stupid Lonely Hearts outfit.
Don't worry about it, Gus. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, well, I was told better, you know. My man Jake, who works for me, he said it would be like buying a pig in a bag.
Yeah, but I've read about matches that work out.
Yeah, well, some of them do, but
Good.
well, the way you smell, Charlie, man, I had my doubts about your future. Well, yeah, I got this card here. Since you say it, it's from a buddy of mine up upstate, and he says, "Dear Gus, boy, oh boy, did I luck out. This woman contacted me through the Lonely Hearts Club, right? And she wanted to live on a farm because her mom lived on a farm in India. I don't know, I'm looking at this card here. There's a Norway and a Paris and a Denmark, Maine, and a Naples, Sweden, and a Poland, Maine, and a Mexico and a Peru and a China, Maine. But I never heard of no Idaho, Maine, so I don't know what that's all about."
Must be across the pond, I'd say.
Yeah,
huh?
maybe it's the real thing, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, he was a widower, and he already had 7 kids. Well, he and this gal got hitched up, and darn if they didn't have 7 more.
Well, ain't that nice?
That's 14.
Yeah, man. Well, he goes on here to say he's got a lot more spunk and energy than he's ever had before because her mom moved in with him, and his wife's 2 brothers moved in with him, and they got all these 14 kids, and they all pitch in on the farm work, and all he does is sit in the porch in the shade and the breeze.
Well, I wish something like that could have happened to you, Gus.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I don't know what got into my mind about getting married. I'm happy, somewhat. And, I don't know, maybe it was my sister. Last summer, she was an old maid living there, helping me out, and I was helping her out, and for all those years. And then last year, she went to her high school reunion, and ran into one of her old beaux, and they got married and ran off to California.
And then you didn't have anyone to do your cooking for you.
Well, I get by. I eat a lot of boiled potatoes and radishes, I'll tell you that. A lot of my cooking ain't so appetizing. But, I got this neighbor, Effie Ann, and she cooks real well. And so when I get tired of those potatoes and radishes, I give her a ring, and she'll come over, and she usually brings a blueberry pie or some muffins or maybe a biscuit or something.
Now, since your man Jake, wasn't he after you to maybe marry Effie Ann?
Nah, he not gonna. She's a nice, capable woman, and she cooks like a whiz, but she's nobody I could get romantically attached to.
Well, you'll meet the right one sometime, I guess.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
And, I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I can take a nap. I am so tired. You know what, Abe? I wish I had that little bird that was down in Reedfield at Andy and Mag's house.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to have that bird.
Yeah.
Scarlet ribbons, scarlet ribbons.
I'll see you,
Scarlet ribbons. Bird? What's all that about?
Well, I tell you, I don't know if that was really happening or he dreamed a bird that was singing to him. But he had been staying at my brother Andy's for a while, and I went down to pick him up so he could stay here and visit for a spell. And I went to wake him up, and I had an awful time waking him up. And then when I got him up, he said he tossed and turned all night. And then just about daybreak, all the birds come out and started chirping. And then one of them started whistling Scarlet Ribbon. And he said it soothed his nerves right away, and he fell off right to sleep.
Well, I'd like to have a bird like that.
Yeah, well, some birds are pretty smart, I remember when Lawrence Childs was a boy, he had a crow that could talk. He could say, "Lawrence," and "Who be there? Who be there?" And he sounded just like Lawrence's dad, Fred Childs.
Well, ain't that something?
Yeah. Well, I can see Addie coming in and Gracie, so I'm going to go off and go back to work.
Well, okay, I can give you a hand.
That's okay. Listen, that lovey hubby and her lawyer are coming by, this afternoon. Why don't you sit down and rest your eyes for a while, and good luck with that, Charlie.
All right, I'll try, but I'll tell you something. I'll be glad when this ordeal is over. Whew.
calling from Charlie.
Oh, no.
It says,
Oh, throw it out back. Throw it, just throw it out back.
oh, man.
Well, I'm glad that Aunt Josie's having a nice visit with her old school chum.
Well, yeah, they do seem to be having a good time, don't they?
Well, I'm all in a stew over trying to make Aunt Josie jealous. She doesn't like to be bossed around and, well, what if she gets angry and decides not to marry Uncle Walt?
Well, it's hard to know if it's right or not to do this, but you know, I don't know. He seems real interested in taking care of it.
Oh, somebody's coming towards the house.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, hello, come on in. Good to see you, Molly. Oh, Molly, I want you to meet Gracie Wigby. This is Josie Jewel's niece, rather. And, well, you know Charlie over there. Yeah. Would you like to have a seat? You probably don't get that close. But just have a seat right there. Thank you. Just fine.
Howdy, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you.
I've known your Aunt Josie ever since I was a girl. I grew up in Greenfield, but I used to come up here to Vienna to visit relatives with my grandma. She was a Whittier, and folks tell me they know I must have some Whittier blood in me the way my tongue's running.
You know, Dad, I think I had a grandmother who was a Whittier. You know, in the old days, there was just a slew of them running around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It always seems good to get up here to Vienna, but I can't say as I'm looking forward to that breach of promise case. If I hadn't have been so gormand and took that tumble, I wouldn't have needed to hire a woman to work for me for a while till I got to feeling better. If I'd known what kind of a woman Lovey Hovey was, I wouldn't have thought of hiring her. Well, I've seen a husband and his first wife, and they was respectable people, neighbors of theirs over in Fayette spoke highly of them. Lovey claimed her husband was a stingy old man and she liked to work out some so's to earn a little money. But come to find out, she'd drawn most all his money out of his savings account and spent it on fancy clothes and other folderols she didn't need. I was pretty disgusted with her when I saw her trying to take advantage of poor Charlie. She'd get him to cat her over to Fayette and back. Every other thing. He's a good-hearted fella. He hates to refuse to help people. He's awful good to me. He milks my cow, and he does a lot of helpful things. It makes me feel bad to see him so upset over that ridiculous breach of promise case.
Well, I'm just so glad that he treats you so well and is so good to you. You know, he thinks very highly of you. He says you seem just like family to him.
Oh, I'm real pleased to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
But Abe's out there talking to a couple in a wagon.
Oh, that is Elvi Peterson, or Elvi Greenleaf, rather. Whatever her name is. She's a lady who reads the tea leaves. Oh, I'll just see if she'd like to come in and have a cup of tea. Elvi, would you like to come in for some tea?
Oh, Mrs. Milliken. Why, I didn't hear you come. I must have dozed off these.
Well, probably that little nap did you some good, Sally.
Oh, man.
Well, Elvi, I'd like you to meet Gracie Wigby over here. That is Josie's niece, and this is Molly Milliken, and this is she's from West Mount Vernon or somewhere around there, and this is Charlie Chadbourne, my cousin.
Well, howdy, folks. I think I remember all of you from years ago.
Hello, Mrs. Greenleaf.
Would you like a cup of tea? How about if I go make you one?
Oh, thank you, Addie. I'd never refuse a cup of tea. Tea does a lot of good in a lot of ways. It's not only soothing, but it gives some folks pep.
Oh, here, Elvi, here's I ran out of hot water, so it's only about half full, and I see they put a lot of tea leaves in there.
Oh, it's fine, Addie. Oh, I enjoy seeing a lot of tea leaves.
Oh, that's so nice.
And I like to gaze at the tea leaves to see what they mean. But I can't stop long now. Frank will be a-hollering right off. He don't like to have me dilly-dally. What a lot of tea leaves. Oh, it looks like there's going to be some excitement here before the day is over.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going into a trance. See, a man and a woman who ain't seen each other for nigh on to 40 years. And they're going to leap into each other's arms.
Oh, it's so.
And there's another couple who ain't seen each other for nigh on to 50 years. They was in their teens back then. Oh. And there's a man, I see, who's been in love with a woman, and she don't know a thing about it. What? And she's been in love with him quite a spell, but he don't realize it. And there's someone who's thinking of getting married. Thinking. Something else. A woman has a man in her clutches, and he's trying to get away. He's ordering her to let him go, but she won't. Oh, she's got him so tight in her clutches that he feels like a mouse in a trap. He's begging her to let him go. Begging.
Come on!
There goes Frank a-holler, and I've got to go.
Well, what about that woman thinking about getting married? Is she going to?
I've come out of my trance now, and I don't know what else will take place. So I must go. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye.
Men. Amazing. They'll reel off all their predictions.
I don't take much stock in fortune telling.
When she started talking about a woman having a man in her clutches, I started thinking about Lovey Huppy having her clutches and me. You know, she grabbed me a few times when I was driving her somewhere.
Oh, it's a wonder you didn't go off the road. Oh, pretty disgusting.
Say so.
Well, it's foolish to worry about doubt if anything she says comes true.
Oh, no. I mean, last year she was at the Hankerson's place and she read the tea leaves. And I mean, she predicted that there was going to be lots of adventure and romance and all that kind of stuff. And she surprised the whole town. I mean, Pearlie did when Pearlie got married within a month's time. I mean, everybody thought he was an old batch.
And I had a long talk with his half-sister Hannah down to Reedfield Fair last year. And she told me that she had felt it was her duty to stay there and keep house for Pearlie. But she was awfully pleased that he found a nice wife. So she married the fellow who'd been working for him. And they had a double wedding and everything. It turned out great. Willie's got a real pretty wife, nice appearing young ones, and they all seem to be having a grand time at the fair.
Well, you know, I just heard that 2 weeks ago they just had twin boys.
Oh, ain't that lovely?
I can't figure out how Mrs. Greenleaf can know what's going to happen just by looking at some old tea leaves.
Well, it's a mystery to me. But you know, I am a little concerned about one of Mrs. Greenleaf's predictions.
What's that?
Well, what if Hetty Pease is someone Uncle Walt knew 40 years ago and they leap into each other's arms and, well, then Aunt Josie will be out of luck.
No. Hetty, she comes from down south, and she hasn't even been up here for more than a few years. And I don't think Walt has even been outside of Maine, has he?
Gosh, no. He said he's been as far south as Hollowell once.
Oh, well, I don't think we have to worry about Walt and Josie, because I think that he's got his mind pretty set on her, and I think he'll stick to it, and I hope he gets her.
Well, so do I. Oh, I see that Nick and Uncle Walt are out by the car. I think they're getting ready to leave. Oh, we'll be back later.
All right.
Bye. I wish Lovey and her lawyer would get here soon so this could get over with.
You know, Lovey is just a real odd name. Is that her real name?
Well, no, her real name is Lavinia. At least that's what's on the paper as the lawyer gave me.
She said she always hated that old-fashioned name and wanted to be called Lovey. The first day she was working for me, one of the men who boards there called her Mrs. Hovey. And she said, "Oh, you don't need to call me Mrs. Hovey. You can call me Lovey or anything else you want to call me. You can call me Honey Bunny."
You sound just like her.
Well, she must be an awful flirt. You know, one thing I really like is that you have all the men calling you Mrs. Milliken. It shows much more dignity and all than Honey Bunny.
There was times I got pretty aggravated with her. She liked to do just as she pleased. Now, those biscuits that the men made fun of.
Yeah, the croquet balls.
They wouldn't have been so hard if she took them out sooner. I kept telling her they was all done. And she said, "Oh, but they ain't brown enough to suit me."
It must have really been aggravating for you. Oh,
Yeah, it was. And she brought her little dog, Trixie Bell, with her. Oh, and that dog would steal food every other chance when your back was turned and knock dishes onto the floor. Well, Lovey didn't try to make her mind, and she'd pat that dog every other thing, and the fur would be flying. When she got ready to work over the butter, I says, "Ain't you going to wash your hands?" And she said, "It wasn't a great while ago that I washed them." But I said, "Since then, you've been patting that dog, and she's been wiping your hands." And Lovey said, "Well, what if she has? There ain't nothing cleaner than a dog's tongue. She's licked them clean enough so they don't need to be washed."
Oh, I never get along with her.
You mean to tell me that slime I sometimes see on your hand that I thought was pig fat was actually dog slobber?
Oh, it was. Well, anyway, she and Trixie Mill both wanted to do just as they was a mind to. Now the neighbors' kids bring their dog Fido, and he's always well behaved.
He would sit up like this and on his little doggy butt bubbles, and he would wag his tail and he looked like he was doing a hula.
Those kids, some cookies or biscuits and jelly, and they'd ask if I'd got a treat for Fido, so I'd give him something too. Yeah, the men who board there like to hear Fido speak for his food, so if they see him outside, they'll call him in and give him a snack.
We'd grab one of them milk bowls, you know,
Yeah.
and I'd hold it up like this, and he'd be sitting like this. Ow, 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 ow. And I'd give him that bowl, and he'd gobble it up, happy as a pig in a poke.
There was one evening, he was still in the house with them. When I went to bed, I was so overtired, I guess I must have dropped right off to sleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. Then I heard a thump on the bed, and I says, "Get down off that bed, Fido." And then I heard this man's voice, who I recognized as being one of the fellows who was there, saying, "I ain't Fido." I said, "What do you think you're doing on my bed?" He said, "I thought you might like a little company." I says, "No, I don't. You can get right out and keep right on going and find a different place to spend the night."
So what did he say?
Well, he said, "Where can I go?" Well, I says, "I don't give a hoot where you go. I guess you can find some old barn, a shed, or somebody's outhouse."
I vote for the outhouse.
So where did he go?
Well, he said, "Way down below freezing." So I took pity on him and didn't turn him out into the cold. But I gave him orders not to step foot into my bedroom again, and it wasn't long before he found a new job and left.
Oh, you know, there's somebody out there in the dooryard.
Oh, maybe that's Lovey and her lawyer.
They'd probably be driving something besides that old jalopy.
No, actually, it looks like there's two women out there.
Oh.
They're talking to Abe, and you know, one of them is Abe's brother Andy's wife, Mag, but I don't know who the other one is. I'll go check.
You know, I think I'm just gonna mosey on out to the kitchen and try to relax in that rocking chair.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Hello, ladies, come in.
Hello.
Come in. Hello.
Oh, honey.
Oh, hi.
This is my cousin Bessie Blossom.
Well, how do
She's
you
here for a
do?
visit.
Bessie. Oh, and I would like you to meet Molly Milliken.
Hello, Molly.
Yes. Oh, have a seat.
Nice to meet you
please.
both.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Bessie. Good to see you, Meg. I ain't seen you since Greenfield Fair last year.
I know, we get to get Bessie this year to come to the fair.
I haven't been to the fair since I was a girl, but I had a marvelous time back then.
Yeah.
The reason we came.
The reason I came is to bring Gus his nightshirt that he left. And I was wondering how the poor man is doing.
Well, he says he's doing better, but you know, he doesn't look good and he just looks tired and worn. I just feel so sorry for the man.
So what is the matter with him?
Well, he got hooked up with some woman through the Lonely Hearts.
It was so mean of her to say that she was coming to a visit to get acquainted, but she was really here to steal his things.
Oh, you're
Oh, my, ain't that all?
It's a shame.
Well, one day she was there alone, and Jake, the hired man, came by, and he saw her and a strange man putting things into a big black car. She claimed that it was her cousin, and he was going to take her to see his sick aunt. But when Jake went into the house to get a drink of water, they flew down the driveway.
Probably they left with no water, stolen goods, didn't they?
And they had him piled right near the door, ready to take. And Gus was so upset. The doctor told him that he ought to go away for a visit because he was on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
that's too bad.
Well, hi, Meg. I thought I heard your voice.
Hi, Gus. This is your nightshirt that you forgot.
Well, thank you kindly. I was upstairs trying to take a nap, but somebody threw Charlie's coat at the bottom of the steps. It was just like a chimney right under the bed. No sleep for me. Hi, Miss Milligan.
And I also brought Bessie along. She wanted to see you, too.
Bessie.
Well, you know, I was hoping I'd see you when I went down to Reedfield. But when I arrived, you were abed. And the next morning, when you did get up, you left in a hurry and I was down in the garden. So I didn't see you.
Well, Abe came down to pick me up, you know, and he was hollering at me, and I just up and left and jumped in his truck, and up we came.
There was a bird whistling.
Oh, yes, and also I was groggy. I was groggy because I had had such a wonderful sleep. And the reason was that there was this bird out in the garden, and it was whistling a tune, and it just sent me right off to the fields of Morpheus.
Well, by glory, this is the bird.
What? Are you telling me you're the whistler?
Well, I tried, yes.
Bessie, why don't you whistle us a tune right now?
Well, if you want me to, sure. Okay, all right.
lovely.
I told you that was a bird.
I'm glad you all liked it.
Yes, indeed. Ah, yes. Something about you seems mighty familiar. Now, I remember when I was a boy, in my teens, I'd go down to the Reed Field Fair and visit with Mag and Andy, and I remember meeting a lot of her friends, but I don't remember ever meeting a Bessie.
Well, do you remember Lizzie?
Why, I'll say I do, just as lobsters leap from the sea.
Well, when I was a kid, all the folks called me Lizzie. And when I met this young fellow that I eventually married, he said he wished my name was something else. And he said he had a sister, a neighbor, and an old gray mare, and they were all named Lizzie. So I said, well, when I was in school, I had a nice school chum, and her name was Elizabeth. But everybody called her Bessie. And I really liked that name. So he said, I'm going to call you Bessie. So that's what I've been, Bessie.
Well, I like the name Bessie. And I also liked you when you was Lizzie. Say, didn't we have fun that year back at the Reed Field Fair when we were young?
My land, we sure did. But you know, I was awfully disappointed the next year when I went down to visit Andy and Mag down, about Reed Field Fair time, and you didn't show up.
Nope, I was sick of bed that year with the measles. Well, then the next year, when the fair time come around, I searched high and low from the track the whole way down to the cow barns, and I couldn't find you at all. And then Mag told me you run off and got married.
Well, I guess that's right. But it must be 50 years since I've seen you.
50 years, imagine that.
Yeah.
Say, now it all makes sense. Mag's been telling me about this cousin Bessie that she had, and she said her husband died a few years gone now, and but now she's having trouble with relatives moving in on her. What's that all about?
Well, it was okay at first, but until a bunch of his wife's relatives arrived. I came home from the Grange meeting one night. Her ma and pa had taken over my room. I had to sleep in the attic, on the floor, on an old corn husk mattress.
Good grief, that's no way for you to be treated, your own place.
I know, especially after I saw a big fat rat run across the mattress.
Well, I've been thinking, maybe this old nightshirt ought to go on back to Reed Field. If you girls don't mind, I'd like to come in for a visit.
Good idea.
Well, ladies,
Well, that'd be
let's
fine.
get going.
Bye now.
Bye.
Isn't that something, how one of the predictions is coming out true? My land, yes, it's been nigh on to 50 years since they've seen each other.
Oh, unbelievable.
Whoa, wait a minute, now somebody else is driven in the yard.
Oh, the man's getting out. What do you
Oh,
think?
now he's helping Lovey out.
Charlie, better get in here.
Huh, they're here.
Yes, look at her. He's holding on to her, and she's hobbling around like she can hardly put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, he's holding her in pretty good shape, too.
Oh, she's right in her glory, having him hover over her like that.
Charlie? Oh. Well, get in here.
Thank you, ma'am. Easy. You get to sit right down there, it'll be fine.
Right here.
Sit right down there. Oh, what are you doing?
No, I just
You okay?
I think I'll be okay.
I don't think much of these shenanigans.
What?
This woman's sick.
Oh,
That breach of promise
yeah,
has just plain made her sick.
My first 3 husbands were cruel and abusive to me. I finally found a decent man to marry, and he backed out.
I'm not able to support myself and I don't know what I'm gonna do and it's all your fault, Charlie.
So, you're Mr. Charles Chadburn, I presume, sir?
Yes, that's my name.
And you ladies, would you mind giving your names and relationships?
Well, I am Eddie Allen, and I am Mr. Chadbourne's cousin.
And you, ma'am?
I'm Molly Milliken, and I'm some relation to Mr. Chadburn, but I ain't figured out what.
Well, I guess I haven't either.
Well, I had a grandmother who was a widow, and he had a grandmother who had a grandmother who was a widow. But I don't know what relation his grandmother's grandmother was to my grandmother.
Well, I don't understand that either. Now, I do understand, though, that by the records we have, that you were the landlady for Mr. Chadburn.
Yeah, that is correct.
And I believe, Mr. Chadburn, that you were eating a custard pie that was made by my client, Mrs. Hovey, and you did mention something about marriage.
I was just complimenting her custard pie.
Well,
He said he'd like to marry someone that could make a pie like that. And since I'm the one that made the pie, I supposed he wanted to marry me.
Well, it looks like while you were eating the pie, you did mention marriage.
Well, it was my fault that he said what he said. After they'd made fun of her biscuits, I told them the next day, praise her cooking. So I'm the one to blame, tain't him.
See?
I never heard him say anything out of the ordinary to her.
He used to take me riding, and you don't know what he said to me then, Mrs. Milligan.
You was the one who asked him. He dreaded doing it.
That's your opinion, tain't mine. Mr. Rigby, I want you to know that Mrs. Milligan was extremely jealous of me. She knew I was the type that could attract the men more than her. She tried to keep me from getting Charlie. He was so numb, he didn't know that she was in love with him. But he wouldn't want to marry her anyway.
Well, I would too. I would jump at the chance to marry Mrs. Milligan.
Oh, Charlie! I jumped at the chance to marry you!
I think there's somebody at the door, huh?
Oh, time and talking, Mr. Suspenders, whatever.
Eddie, I've got some nice Victrola records. I know you love them. Look.
We got more.
Georgie Porgy!
Where have you been there?
What about the breach of promise?
To heck with that, I've got bigger fish to fry.
That's a long time there.
Can you believe that man taking advantage of that poor sick woman? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm feeling rather weak.
Oh, well, Hetty, please, come right in. Come right in. Hetty, I'd like you to meet Mr. Rigby, and this is my cousin Charlie Chadbourne, and that is Molly Milliken.
This is the one I'm interested in right here.
What do you mean?
Well, you look like you could use a little cheering up.
Oh my God! What is this thing? What is this thing? Oh my God!
This is Hetty. This is
Ain't every day I get to sit by a handsome man like
Oh my God!
This is Mr. Rigby, not Mr. Wigby.
Yes, Rigby! R-I-G-B-Y, Rigby! Yeah, that's me! Would you mind taking your hands off of me? Oh my God! Listen, look, I'm going to get get you arrested and put you in jail. I believe that I can do it. Oh my God, you just gotta stop this right now.
You gotta settle down.
I can't, I don't think it's possible.
I think you need a little cocktail.
Oh my God, no, never. Oh my God, let
Maybe
me.
we'll get sentenced to life.
Let me go. Please let me.
I think you
Oh my
better
God.
let him go.
You must let me go.
All right.
I'll tell you this. This is the last time. I can't believe this place. It's the last time I'll ever set place in this town again.
Look at him go. I say good riddance.
Ain't he the one I was supposed to grab a hold of to make Josie jealous?
No, he ain't, but I sure enjoyed it. Yeah, what do
You mean I grabbed onto the wrong man?
Right. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man.
Well, is he coming or not?
Well, yeah, he'll be around before too long. Before long.
Well, you know, Mrs. Milligan, I think we better be getting, you know.
All right, Charlie. You don't need to call me Mrs. Hill. Oh, Charlie, you sure do smell.
Well, Molly, shall we? And I hope soon I'll be able to call you Mrs. Chadwell.
Oh, I hope so too. No account for taste.
You know, that was awful nice, but I think that lady's a cougar.
I think she lost her sense of smell too. Hello. Oh, I'd like you ladies I'd like to introduce you to Hetty Pease. And this is Gracie Wigby. She's Josie's daughter. And this is, excuse me, this is her, what are you? Niece. Yeah. And this is Josie Jewel. Yes, this is.
How do you do, Miss Pease?
Hi, Josie.
Please have a seat.
Glad to meet you.
I'm pleased to meet you, Miss
Pleased to meet
Pease.
you too.
I suppose you're enjoying your visit up here in Vienna?
Oh, I am indeed. I just went up picking the berries up there on Vienna Mountain the other day. I guess that was the one, Vienna Mountain. But you guys got a lot of berries. So, but anyway, I've been putting them berries right to me.
Well, that's nice. You know, there aren't many places in the country where raw blueberries grow so abundantly. You know, this is a nice little town. And I taught school a good many years in a lot of towns. I always came right back to sit.
Well, Aunt Josie has fixed up the family farmhouse in good shape. I've spent many happy days there over the years. How does Vienna compare to your neck of the woods, Miss Pease?
Well, Vienna's just a really nice place. Like you said, it's a real up-and-coming town. But you know, the men here ain't near as numb as the men are down in Kentucky.
Oh, Hetty, I'd like you to meet. This is Walt Wigby.
Oh, this is Walt. So glad to meet you.
How do you do, Miss Pease?
Come and sit down. It ain't every day I get to sit next to a handsome.
There's a seat over here, Walter.
I ain't moving.
He's doing fine right here. He don't need to move over there.
Miss Pease, you get your hands right out from him right now.
Well, why should I? I heard that there was a handsome man here named Walt who was single and eligible, and so I come to see what I might be able to do with him.
She said,
Well, he's gonna marry me shortly.
yeah, what she said.
Sit over here away from her.
Yes, ma'am. So you two are getting married?
Yeah,
You're marrying her.
That's what she
So
told me.
I don't have any chance with you.
That's what she told me.
Well, I'm gonna go on down to the village then. I'm gonna take my baby down there and find
So, Josie, you really gonna marry me?
Yes, I am, Walter.
I can't believe it. I'm so happy for that. And you're not gonna change your mind now, are you?
No, Walter, I'm not gonna change my mind. You know, I love to give plenty of thought before I make a decision, but when I finally make up my mind, nothing will change it.